And now try to start the presentation. Okay. So I hope you see the presentation.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, due to the time, I make it very quick to all the presentations before, to the parameters of the combustion and the legal framework and the scientific thematics. I would like to give you a more practitioner approach, talking about two projects we are in as Energy Agency of Styria. This is Clean Air and Clean Air by Biomass. This was Clean Air 1 and Clean Air 2. Clean Air started 2016 till 2019, and Clean Air 2 is the follow-up project and started 2019 and is going on till September 2021. And I would like to give you a short overview, introduction, and the main results, what we are doing to get a better air, a cleaner air in our region of Styria and yeah. For the introduction, very short, wood heating systems in Austria are very common, and it's always important to get the real life emissions, not the emissions on the test or testing of the combustion systems or the heating systems, but what is in real life, so that you can have a measurement outside. And this, you have the factors in real life, so real life emissions. And in the first project of Clean Air, we had the possibility to start this project in an area called Vorau. You see on the map where Vorau is located, and you also see a picture and the mixture of the heating systems, or the stove, different stove types within this municipality of about 5,000 inhabitants. And if you start the project together with the people, you have to have the acceptance of the inhabitants and of the people, and this was very good there, because the municipality wanted to become a climatic spa municipality. The stakeholders within this municipality will have a very high intrinsic motivation. And for sure, we have to give the inhabitants or the people living there also a motivation. And this is was financial done by subsidies, but later on more. And we tried to, within this project, we tried to use state-of-the-art technologies combined with best practice applications, so that we can show that these two factors improve or have a significant improvement of the air quality. And we wanted to do this with different measures, and our approach was to get from the left side, where there are lots of emissions and less clean air, to the right side, where we have less emissions and more clean air. And our measures were replacement of old stoves and boilers by modern biomass heating systems, the installation of secondary emission abatement, improvement of end users' behavior, and the optimization of central heating systems. And how was this done? We had an overview of the emission monitoring and emission monitoring. We did awareness raising measures and motivations for participations, field measurement campaign, and the motivation for the replacement of old stoves. And the last 3 points, I would take a closer look, because this was also our part within this project. So the awareness raising was very important, because you have to inform the people there. We elaborated lots of information materials. We used local, regional, online media. We used multiplicators in this region, and we did workshops to get the people there and inform them how they can do a better heating with the hand-fired heating systems, and what consequences for the environment it has if you do it not the right way. And furthermore, we were looking to motivate the people by financial benefits. So if they buy a new boiler from some manufacturers who take part of this project, they get 2,000 euros subsidy. The country of Styria also gave up to 7,500 euro subsidy For people living in Vorau, we had savings by purchasing of small-scale firewood room heaters, free maintenance of service and heating systems, free energy consulting. And we talked to the people and we motivated the people, because one approach was to get this field measurement campaign. And why do we motivate the people? Because they have to have 2 days this scientific equipment standing in their living room or in their kitchen. And why did we do this? We wanted to show how did the people, or what kind of emission fractions do the people have if they heat like they heat every day? And what is the change if we just give them a little advice or give them a little teaching, how they can do the heating better and take and look at the systems, how can we optimize the system? And this was the main result of this project was, on the one hand, the replacement of old stoves has a high potential for pollutant reduction. Service and maintenance is always important, and that modern heating systems, automatic biomass heating systems, have a very less potential for reduction of pollutants. That was relatively clear, but the key result was the user. And this was really interesting for us, because if you tell the people how to start the heating process, that the fire is not starting bottom up more or less, but you have to start the fire on the top of your wood, then you can reduce the emissions. And overall measures we've done so far, and overall pollutants and emission factors, you can reduce the emissions by over 50%, only by give a training and instruction to the person who is just the person who is heating the stove. And this was really interesting, and this was also the basis for Clean Air 2, for the follow-up project, because we see that the end user's behavior has a really significant and relevant influence of the air quality and also of the emissions itself. And we tried to gain more real-life data, and this is what we are doing now with the project Clean Air 2. We build up a mobile infrastructure. We did workshops, doing workshops. We have a citizen science approach, and also for sure dissemination. Just in a few slides, what our mobile infrastructure looks like. This is a trailer with 3 heating systems. They all look the same, 3 stoves. And the people can just go there and start the heating process. And on the monitor, on the flat screen, we have very in a traffic light system with red, green, and yellow colors, the oxygen and the CO2 factor and the efficiency of the heating process, so that the people see if I start the heating process or the firing process as I always do, then it's not efficient. And on the other hand, what is the outcome or the output for the environment if I do it the right way? And they see just I am in the red area or I am in the green area, where I should go, because the 99% of the people don't know the emission factors and the pollutants per name, so they just have to be informed by this traffic light system. And we also have on the left side, you see our dummy stove. This is a banana box where the people just show us when we are there how they start the heating process. And we have different materials from newspapers, from plastic, from milk cartons, everything that is normally should not go into the oven or into the stove, but just to give the people information or just to show them how they start the process of firing. Because if these 3 stoves are burning, you cannot just stop it. And therefore we have this, dummy stove. The workshops look the same, that we are going to the municipalities, to the communities, and start the firing. We did a program, we have experts with us, and then the most important is to talk to the people, and because they always think we just sell something. We stand there and we just selling here stoves, but if we inform them that we are just here for the information and to show them how they do the heating process right and how they can save money because they need less wood for the heating, and how they can do something good for the environment and for their municipality, then they are always very interested. And one really part was the citizen science approach. During these workshops, we have a standardized survey. So we ask the people how they start the heating process and give them advice. But some people don't want to talk because the neighbor is standing next to him and he's listening. And therefore, we set up a fire monitor app where the people can start the heating process at home and just document it with this app and get then standardized feedback from this app, what they can do better at different time points of their heating process. And the last slide is the dissemination. It's always important not only to have good projects, but also to talk about it. We're using all kinds of media that is possible, from print media to radio interviews to television programs. And the next step we are going, because of COVID, we cannot make these workshops during this heating period. So we try to record a clean air video, and we are planning an online meeting with experts so we can do this online. And if COVID is under control, then we will go out and have these workshops again. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Information in English is on our homepage, and I'd like to thank you for your attendance. And yeah, thank you.